I'm your brother Jethro,
I'm your sister Imogen.
and hello and welcome back to your brother and sister podcast. Imogen, hello, how are you?
Good.
What's something that's happened in the last 24 hours that no one would know unless you told them?
Well, last night when I was going to bed, I looked at my bed and I've got a lot of pillows on my bed. And like a lot, don't I, Jethro?
You are probably like...
Do you want to count how many are there?
Oh, they're all buried. You probably have like a solid quarter of your bed, which
I've
is
got
a
two
massive
normal
bed.
pillows because it's a queen bed. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there's one missing. So maybe 10. They're all decorative. They're nice to lounge on. But, oh my goodness, it is annoying to get them on and off the bed every day.
You take them on it. I wish I could just
Yeah.
show everyone. I won't, but...
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a lot. Yeah, they kind of accumulated over the years from my beautiful mum. Anyway, I looked at the bed last night and I was like, I really don't want to take them all off, and I stacked them all nicely and everything. And so I slept on top of my covers last night with a normal blanket, and it was really cool. It was weird. It felt so different, but it was a good sleep.
So you slept on top of your covers and you didn't like...
I didn't move any of the pillows, and I had like a much smaller bed space to sleep on, and it felt really cozy.
Are you going to do it again?
I've done it twice in a row now.
There you go.
So maybe, yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Jethro, what's something that's happened in the last 24 hours that we would not know, or I would not know unless you told me?
I was going to say I haven't had like caffeine in like a long time, but that's not just the last 24 hours. So I don't think that works.
I don't think so.
That
I don't
doesn't
think
make
that
the cut.
counts.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
waved it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Some lady spoke to me in Portuguese.
Oh,
I was going for a wave.
Yeah.
She was further down the line, a beginner, and she saw me go for it, and she saw that she was kind of like where I was going to end up.
right.
And so she just yelled out in like Portuguese to something. I don't know what she said, but it was like a solid like top of her lungs. And I was probably like 30 meters away from her. So I was like very like aware of everything and pretty far away.
Yeah.
And there was no one else around. So I just thought that was kind of fun.
Did you both get the wave?
I didn't, because I think,
She was saying don't do it.
yeah, like threw me off. I was like, okay. So I was like, she might be worried or anything, so I don't want to like make her scared.
Yeah.
And then when I went like over the back of the wave, I looked back and she was like down the beach, but I think she might have got caught inside. And yeah,
Oh.
like
So how did you know it was Portuguese though?
I work with people that are Portuguese, and I can kind of like hear it and pick up on it.
Okay.
But I don't know what she said.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You got yelled out.
Yeah, so I'm sure. I think it was just like are you like, I don't know what it was. So
Yeah.
because she was far away and no one else was around, but she was, and I just
She probably yelled out dibs.
yeah. Yeah. So there you go. I got yelled at in Portuguese.
Cool.
Yeah. Would you like to light the conversation candle today?
Yeah, sure. Actually, you haven't done it for a while. Do you want to do it?
I will do it.
Okay. There you go. Now, Jethro has told me that we have a topic to talk about today, and I have no idea what it is again, so he's going to spring it on me. And the conversation candle has been lit. Thank you, brother. All right. What's up?
How? Oh, this is the topic for today. Mm-hmm. How have you managed to be happy and single? And not happy and happy and miserable. Single and miserable.
Ooh.
How have you been
That's a good question.
happy and single? Because you have just gotten out of almost
Yeah.
a decade relationship
Yeah. Decade-long relationship.
with your high school sweetheart. I got out of one with my high school sweetheart just under 4 years. And that's a sad thing. I think that's...
Yeah, it wasn't the best thing.
Yeah, I think it's easy to kind of stew in that emotion for a long time. How have you flipped that, and what have you done to kind of focus on just being happy and single and not, and be missing someone because you've had them in your life for almost for you 10 years.
Yeah.
How have you gone getting used to not talking to them every day?
Okay. So, when I did decide to end the relationship, I knew I was going to do it for a few days before I actually got the chance to do it. And I think I had a lot of time to grieve during those few days. There was a lot of crying. There was a lot of like, wallowing and being miserable and just kind of, grieving the end of the relationship. And after I did it, I immediately felt a weight off my shoulders. And I just kept moving forward every day, remembering what my parents said to me, that there are no mistakes. And the time that I had with him was not time wasted. I got to learn about myself. I got to grow as a person in that relationship. And that kind of helped me keep in mind, just keeping that in mind really helped keep my mind in a positive space. Like, I am grateful for that time that we had, even though it's over and it didn't work out. What else? So since then, I've had things to look forward to. I basically just dove in and started saying yes to absolutely everything. So for example, I think it was like the week of the breakup, I had a bunch of girls from my pole dance studio say that they're going to do a river boat cruise for an afternoon. And I was just like, I really don't want to go, but yep, we'll do that. And I went on that, and that was so much fun. And I planned a road trip with my mum, and that was so much fun and something to look forward to. And then I planned on doing another road trip and drove up towards the top of Australia earlier this year. And that was something to look forward to and something fun. So I've just been kind of filling my time with things to look forward to and people that I enjoy spending time with. However, I have noticed that it's very easy to do that and kind of stop yourself or stop myself from feeling the emotions and feeling things that need to be processed after that relationship.
That was what I was going to ask. Yeah.
So I didn't actually think I was running away from anything, and I still don't think I was intentionally running away from feeling anything. But I did notice that when everything kind of stopped around maybe September, the end of August and September.
And you broke up in Feb.
We broke up in Feb, yeah. So I'd been, always looking forward to something during that first kind of chunk of the year. When that all kind of slowed down and I didn't really have anything lined up, I noticed that a lot of feelings were coming up, and I think it was just I had space to finally recognize them and realize them. So just feeling those emotions and going through them has been something I try to intentionally do as well, because the longer that I bury those down or the more I try to avoid them, the more they're going to come up for me. And, random aspects of life where I don't really want them popping up,
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, going to a dinner with a bunch of friends and driving one of them home and breaking down into tears and at a red light and just having her go, "Are you okay?" And me go, "Obviously not." So,
That actually happened.
that actually happened. Yeah.
That would have been such like a what?
Yeah.
To that girl that you were with.
At the dinner, we were talking about forgiveness, and that topic had come up, and it was driving home, and I was actually giving her some advice and helping, kind of giving my 2 cents worth of what was going on in her life for her, and just broke down and was like, oh, okay, this is actually applying to me too. So, there are definitely days where there have been so many more days that I've been happy than sad. And that I think all comes down to keeping my mind on good things, like the future, putting myself in well, not necessarily just the future, but the present as well. Like actually enjoying sitting where I'm sitting and being where I'm being and doing what I'm doing. Yeah. And putting myself in situations where I get to meet new, interesting people and just doing the things that light me up and make my soul happy.
What does it look like when you actually do, as you said, once all the busyness and all going out and everything kind of dialed down a bit and you had time to kind of feel what you were feeling a bit more, what did it look like when you were processing it? Were you journaling? Were you going for walks? Were you just thinking about it? Or
So I'm the kind of person that needs to talk out loud. I can't sort out thoughts in my head.
you started talking to yourself
So
like a crazy person?
I would come to you and
Okay, that's
sometimes we would talk. But if I couldn't talk to you, then yes, I would talk out loud, just to myself and kind of process things that way. But I eventually found that, yeah, journaling is kind of the thing that's helped the most. And I am not a consistent journaler. Like I've tried to be. Have wanted to be that person over many, many years of, journaling every day and imagine looking back in 10 years' time at all my journals and stuff. And that's just not me. So I have actually filled half a journal though this year because every time, there's something that I know I don't want to be dwelling on, or I don't want a particular thought or energy to be in my body or in my world anymore. I'll just write it all out and kind of give the whole story to the journal and then close it up and leave it. Like, I'm surprised at actually how therapeutic it is. Like, it's no wonder that people journal.
Yeah. I'm trying to journal like consistently at the moment, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Like there are days where it's like, oh yeah, I'll write about this, and days where it's just like, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like anyway, so
That's something else though. I don't just journal at nighttime. I journal whenever I need to. So maybe that's something that, you could try during the day.
I think I'll try that.
Yeah.
I always
'Cause
journal like before I go to bed. And it's probably like,
it's the last thing you do and it's got, you got to have a bit of mental effort behind it.
yeah,
So yeah, maybe do like a afternoon journal and see what happens then.
maybe I'll give that a shot. Maybe that will help.
Yeah.
I had a question. Do you ever think about how, just in general, as just not a perspective, but just in general, do you ever find yourself thinking it's strange or weird that you can be so close to someone that you love, and now you don't have that anymore? Not on like an emotional, but just like, do you ever just think how weird that is? Like, you used to love each other. Now all those memories and everything are now memories. The moments and making new moments with them have stopped. And you're now living life without them. Do you ever think about that kind of concept of you can be that close to someone and now you're pretty much strangers?
Honestly, the song Small Talk from Katy Perry is going through my head. And I know I've shown you that one.
Yeah, you have shown me that one, which kind of sums that
It's a
up.
good song. Go listen to it. It was definitely something that I've blasted in the car a lot this year. That's one of my get through songs. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Like with him specifically, my ex, yeah, I saw a photo come up the other day of some of his friends have a Halloween party every year. And there was a photo of everybody, like the camera would have been on the floor and everyone was like standing over it in their costumes. And I couldn't see his face, but he was tagged in it. And so I was like trying to guess which one he would have been with like a mask on or something. And it was just, that was kind of a little bit like, oh, he's still doing things and he's still got things going on in his life and I don't know what they are. And yeah, I'm not a part of it. Honestly, though, this might sound bad, but it's kind of a relief. Like, it's I have that closeness with select girlfriends now, and so just maybe two girls that are so important to me, and they are able to hold space for me, and listen to the those things that I would have told my my ex, or they know me better than he would now. That's kind of weird to think that there are other people that know me better than he did, where there was a time when, he was the one who knew me best in the world. At least to a point, I think we all know ourselves better than anybody else. But yeah, I do think it's strange that it's like strangers with a history. Like there's so much, not so much time. It feels like so much time. It feels like way longer than however many months it's been now. 8 months, I think. And look at that for quick math. No, it's November. So it's 9 months. It's 9 months now.
How's that for quick math? Directions and quick math. Questionable on this end. Not kidding.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with that one. Yeah, it's strange to think that there are 9 months of his life that I don't know about. But there's also 9 months of my life that he doesn't know about. And
do you want him to know about
no,
how happy you've been?
No. Well,
Because that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It's like with social media these days,
yeah.
You can post things and kind of hope that they see it and feel certain things towards it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. This is a whole topic in itself that we'll talk about in another podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there a curiosity there of what's he doing today?
Oh, no. Because I could probably tell you what he's doing today.
And you probably won't like it, so.
Oh, it's just, I know, I don't, sometimes I wonder what he's up to. But, as I said, we're kind of strangers now. And honestly, I don't care. I hope, and when I say I don't care, your eyes just widened a bit. I'm not saying that in being like bitchy or holding a grudge against anything. I'm saying that, like, honestly, it's the same as whoever is walking down the street right now. Like, I really don't care what they're up to.
You're not emotionally invested in that person. It's not your business.
Probably a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
I'm not emotionally invested
It's
anymore.
not your business, and you don't want to make it your business. So.
I really don't mind. Yeah. I wish him the best. But I really don't mind. Like, it's not on my mind. When it is, I think about, I don't want to be thinking about him. I want to go do something that makes me happy. So
yeah,
that's kind of where I go.
Strangers with a history. That resonated with me. I like that one.
There should be like a song about that.
Yeah.
A story or something.
Strangers with a history.
Maybe I could write a story called Strangers with a History.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I was going to say, what about you, dude? What do you do that, like, how do you stay happier, like, being single? Are there things you do? Are there people that you see?
Yeah. Well, like you, it's very similar of I got really close with my best friend that I've had since my ex and I broke up.
Your chats are very deep and meaningful from what I've seen.
They're fun. They're fun conversations. And so just being able to like laugh, have fun, and just be myself with my best friend, that's great. And to be able to now enjoy my time more alone, like I have been getting, because we broke up a little over a year ago now, a little bit longer than you guys. Mm-hmm. And once we broke up, it was quite lonely for me because I wasn't out being social and stuff, and I was saying no to a lot of things and just missing out on just meeting new people and opportunities and everything. And because I think that was my time to grieve, and I was kind of feeling it then.
Yeah.
And earlier this year when I started to be more social and go out and everything, out with other people and just hang out with friends and stuff and be social again. Mm-hmm. I found that really helped because it would give me stuff to think about, people to connect with, and
Yeah.
it was just really easy to actually not move on, but it was easy to kind of not think about your ex and everything. And it was a great way to kind of start the healing process.
It's easy to dwell in the past when you're not moving forward.
Yeah, because then it just stays that thing that happened, that emotional thing that's happened, and nothing's happened since. So it's just, that's always the reference point. So going out, saying yes to things, hanging out with my best friend and having fun with them. And honestly, with the time I spend alone surfing has been really therapeutic, and learning to enjoy not just being alone, but how to have my own fun, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I can do things that I enjoy and like, and not have to think about or cater to other people and everything, which has been really refreshing and really nice.
Yeah.
So very similar to you, friends, being social, saying yes to things, going out and doing my own thing for me time, journaling and writing and all that stuff helps, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I've noticed something, that there is a difference. I mean, I've always known there's a difference between solitude and loneliness. They essentially, when you look at it, is the same thing of like you are alone. But like solitude is where you kind of enjoy, or you're at peace in your time alone. And loneliness is where you're really actually like missing people and you feel lonely. And I got to say, I don't think I've ever felt lonely until this year, after the breakup. Like, there were a couple of times when, you know, there wouldn't be anybody to hang out with, or there wouldn't be anyone to talk to. And that's when the loneliness like would hit, and I'd be like, oh. And so kind of journaling through that, or intentionally going to do something in solitude and changing that loneliness to looking at it as spending time with myself and getting to know myself. Yeah, that solitude time has actually been really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big part of it too, because because I'm not talking to anyone specifically every single day like I used to. So getting used to and enjoying your own company, I think that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing that doesn't really, I mean, it does make me happy, but I'm starting to get over it,
Yeah.
is doing the whole, like, you meet somebody new, right? And they're like, what do you do? And then having to explain it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm good with the people that know what I do, because they don't ask me, and I don't have to do the whole like, hi, my name is Imogen, and this is my resume, and like, this is what I do. And
Are you talking about what you do specifically?
I'm
Because
just
it's
talking about in
confusing.
general,
Or
like
like the small talk, shallow
the
stuff.
small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it was great while I was like looking for people to get to know. And now that I've kind of got some people that I know, it's like when I meet new people and they ask me that stuff, and I'm just like into like doing the small talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. As an introvert, it's kind of draining.
I definitely enjoy the deeper chats I can have with people, even if I don't know them that well. I think when I feel close to someone and really kind of connected with someone, it's usually because of they've been vulnerable, or I've been vulnerable, and they've responded.
You get
and
deeper.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think there's something in there where you actually feel closer to someone if you kind of
Yeah.
speed past all the, because I mean,
Yeah. I think I got to come up with like a different like conversational icebreaker, then something that doesn't seem too deep straight away, but like it would actually let me get to know them without having to do the whole, I'm Imogen, this is what I do for work. Oh, how does that work? And then explaining that and being on a topic that just, I would rather get to know, like, Jethro, what do you do? Like, with your free time, what do you do? You like sit in the surf, you watch the sunset, that kind of stuff, kind of thing.
when someone says, "What do you do for work?" how do you feel immediately?
Honestly, I feel a little bit like,
That's not me. Oh, because it's not. Oh, I guess it's not really you, doesn't embody you,
No,
maybe.
it's just what I do. It's not who I am.
Yeah.
So I think that asking somebody what they do for work, unless they like truly love it and light up and like it is their passion, which for some people it is. And I think passion is a choice, and that's just a whole nother topic as well. But like when somebody asks me that, it's like, oh, okay, well, I do this. I also do this and this. So I talk about my dance teaching because I love that. And I talk about my writing because I love that too. And I would rather them ask me questions about that than my job. So yeah, I think when you ask somebody what their job is, unless they're like, I'm a comedian or something like that, it's not, you might not be really getting to know the person. You're just getting to know what they do. So, yeah.
And you care more about the person themselves and who they are as a person, not just who they are as a
Yeah,
resume.
I think so. Yeah.
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 I get that from you. You're a diva person, so.
Yeah. The small talk is a struggle for me.
Well, especially after 10 years of like knowing someone, like.
And not doing the small talk. That being said, towards the end of our relationship, we only did small talk.
Same. That's
And
interesting.
That was actually kind of, I was getting really like frustrated with that. It's like, yeah, we don't talk anymore.
It's the same conversation, same topics every single day.
Exactly.
Until it like ends, and it's.
Exactly.
I wonder if like if anyone's been in a long term, because it was the same for us. Like the
Yeah.
last little bit was just, what are you watching? How far in? Like it's so just.
Right. What did you do today? I did A, B, and C. Oh, I could have told you that. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. If anyone else has been in I don't know, also define long term for you. For me, it was 8.5 years, and for Jethro, it was about
3.5.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know, define long term. But if you've been in any kind of relationship that's also ended, yeah,
How did it end?
how did it end? And wait, are you asking me?
Oh, just in general,
Just
how did it end?
Yeah, how did it end? And like, did you kind of revert back to small talk? Oh my gosh, imagine if like small talk is like a relationship age thing. You know how we're all like small and wrinkly when we're born because we're babies and we're bald, and then like we grow up and we end up looking really good, and then we start getting towards the end of life and we kind of go back to being small and wrinkly and kind of bald. It's like the way it started is the way it ended, if you think about it. And maybe like you start with small talk in a relationship, and then like you get into the deeper chats, and then as you get towards the end of a relationship, it's kind of like dying back to small
I
talk.
see what you're going for. It is an interesting analogy.
It's an interesting thought.
But I think that is, I wonder if that's true, because for us it rings true that it ended how it started, with just the
shallow conversations.
Yeah, it kind of like, yeah. But we're happy now. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, Jethro,
Yes,
are you happy now?
I am. Oh, that's another thing as well. Jobs. Something that's helped me get over or move on and stuff is I've really enjoyed getting jobs that
You enjoy?
I enjoy and I can just be me at. Like I don't have to put on some facade or pretend I'm something that I'm not really being.
Yeah.
I mean, to an extent, like I do work at a surf store as well as being a comedian. And so I can go to the surf store and just be me,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. And
More so than having a job or something that you're doing where you're sitting behind a desk and it's kind of not lighting you up. Like you get to interact with people. You are doing something that, you've chosen a job that is more conducive to who you are.
yeah, because for the last couple of years, this is another topic in itself, but I have had that job or those jobs where it is behind a desk, suit and tie type thing. And there's parts of that I really enjoy, but for the most part, it's just to me. And so, yeah, transitioning jobs and everything to things that I can just,
Yeah.
like being a comedian, your job is literally to have fun. Like that's all it is. And to share that with other people.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the coolest, like,
Yeah.
requirements. Just have as much fun as humanly possible. And that helps kind of with focus and everything in terms of like, I can put my mind towards that and feel good about work and job and doing X, Y, Z instead of thinking about your past relationships and stuff. It's just another piece of the puzzle that, that helps.
What is the most fun thing that you've done since the end of your relationship? As a single man.
Probably starting stand up.
Yeah.
I think it's, and this is really fun. We gained the first subscriber.
Oh, really? Can you see who it is?
No.
Okay, because that might have been me.
Did you subscribe?
Yeah.
Oh, then it's us too.
Yay.
I was going to ask you, I was like, Imogen, I was going to say we have our first subscriber. It's just you. Okay. It's all right. One day we'll actually get someone who's not family to.
When we have two subscribers, then that won't be me. It'll be me and someone else.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, say?
Just that I think happiness is, to a degree, a choice. And you can either sit and dwell in a space of longing or, I don't know, insert whatever word you're feeling that you don't want to feel. And you could dwell in that space. And then you can stay there, or you could make the choice to do things and to work your way out of it. And it's not always an easy road, but you will feel so much better not feeling the insert what you don't want to feel, and instead feeling joy and happiness and, excitement and things to look forward to. So, yeah.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another podcast right there in itself of stewing that maybe a little too long than you should.
Yeah.
Been there, I'm sure some people watching this have as well. So,
And that choice can happen in an instant. Like,
yeah,
you can just make the decision right now to change it.
Yeah.
And then just take little baby steps. And actually, I heard this the other day. You know how people spiral? When you think of spiraling, you think going down, right? See, I always thought of it going down, but a spiral also goes up. So you can spiral down into these feelings that you don't want to be feeling. And then the spiral up is the same thing. You start kind of making your way up, taking one step at a time, and until you like eventually have spiraled up to the top, or, a little further up than you were before. So I think about that. I'm just going to spiral up now.
There you go.
Instead of spiraling down.
We'll end on a little brain teaser.
Oh, I thought you were going to say joke. I got really excited for a second. But I like brain teasers.
Do stairs go up or down?
Stairs don't go anywhere.
There you go.
But all right.
On that note,
have a wonderful night, day, evening, afternoon, morning.
morning.
Because
What's the Jim Carrey thing?
good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Well, we should end on that.
Aww.
Wherever you're at, have a good morning, afternoon, and good night. Or good night. No?
Should it be midday?
Midday?
Because afternoon is afternoon, but what about the midday time slot?
You got to hit like every brunch, lunch,
Second dinner, third dinner,
dessert, snacks. Okay.
midnight snack.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. You blew your water.